I do. I think I'm normally not supportive of governments getting too involved in communities' private lives, partly because I think it results in a certain kind of heavy-handedness. But cousin marriage in the UK, particularly among certain communities, seem to be incredibly entrenched and actually precludes and makes impossible for the formation of a national identity among certain communities. You know, when you hear statistics about 43% of all marriages in Bradford being between cousins, you realize that this is a huge part of what drives and causes people to double down on their clannish identities, their ethnic identities, and makes it impossible and harder for them to feel like a natural part of the community as a whole. And so in this respect, I do think that given the scope for abuse, given the fact that it is proved to be a hard and tricky problem to deal with over these many generations, I do think that this would probably go a long way in improving integration outcomes in this country.
Yeah, so in the cultural and societal impacts, it's, you know, it's not good in terms of social cohesion to go down the road of cousin marriage, but also, I guess, on the sort of the health side of things, the proven links to health, birth defects and alike as well, that are so much higher in cousin marriage.
Yes, that's absolutely right. It is, in fact, the case that communities in the UK that have a high incidence of cousin marriages also express an abnormally, I mean, it's also unsurprising that they express an abnormally high level of genetic deformity, which places undue strain on the NHS. And again, given the fact that the families are so large and so closely intertwined, result in a further isolation from the regular structures of the state. You know, a phenomenon that is very common amongst immigrants, particularly coming from countries with dysfunctional healthcare systems, is that they generally don't take advantage of the NHS checkups, regular GP appointments. Instead, they allow health conditions to generally get very bad and then go to A&E when things go wrong. This tends to crowd up A&E, and this tends to make the healthcare system completely log-jammed, precisely at the places where it is most expensive and most crowded already. And so I suspect that the effects, both on the healthcare system, on the social cohesion front, are likely to be a good thing for the country as a whole. And, you know, I think that it's important that Andy Burnham and the government maintains the courage to actually see this through, and that they don't wobble in the face of perceived pressure from opposing groups. Because even while it is the case that, you know, Pakistani and Bangladeshi origin Brits support the ban to a less degree than the rest of the population, it is still the case that about 50% of them are supportive of the ban on cousin marriage.